This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 23-year-old man killed in St. Elizabeth crash. A 23-year-old man was killed in a motor vehicle crash on the Lacovia Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Sunday. He has been identified as DeMarco Diebel, otherwise called Pi, of Burnt Ground District in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth. Police reports are that about 1:30 a.m., Diebel was traveling in a Toyota Axio motor car towards Santa Cruz when the driver lost control of the vehicle and crashed into the guardrail at the Lacovia Bridge. Diebel was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Woman dead, 5 injured in St. James collision. 1 woman has died and 5 men are nursing injuries after the motor vehicle in which they were traveling collided with a parked truck in the community of Rose Heights, St. James on Sunday night. The deceased has been identified as a 36-year-old Simone Horton of a Ponders Side District, Hanover address. Arthur Lynch, councillor of the Montego Bay South Division, told the news that he was just meters away from where the accident took place. Upon turning onto 41 Boulevard in Rose Heights, I heard a loud collision. Just about 200 meters down the roadway, I realized that a motor vehicle had hit into a parked truck, Lynch said. Residents ran to the assistance of the people in the car. I immediately turned around the pickup truck that I was driving and assisted 5 young men to the Conroe Regional Hospital. The other individual, a woman, was pinned under the steering wheel. He continued, the residents were unable to take her out, so I left the scene to head to the hospital and returned within 10 minutes to see if they were able to help the young lady from the vehicle, he told the news. Lynch, a former fireman and emergency medical technician, shared that firefighters used the Jaws of Life tool to extricate her from the vehicle. They were unable to find a pulse and there was no sign of life, said Lynch. The other occupants of the car are said to have received severe injuries. Lynch shared that one of the injured appeared to be about 14 years old. Cop shot by colleague in a fuss at Vale Royal. A police constable was shot and injured by his colleague in an early morning incident on the grounds of Vale Royal in St. Andrew, law enforcement sources have revealed. Vale Royal is the official residence of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, however, he does not live there. The shooting happened during an altercation between the injured cop and another police constable about 2:36 a.m., sources told the news. The injured cop was reportedly shot in the stomach and has been transported to a hospital. He is assigned to the Public Safety and the Traffic Enforcement Branch. The other cop is said to be assigned to the Protective Services Division. 4 Jamaican students remain and are being monitored. Ministry of Foreign Affairs is reporting that 4 Jamaican students are still in Ukraine. The ministry said that 1 student has proceeded to the border with Romania and that 2 are in a part of the country believed to be more secure, and the 4th student is still in Kharkov. It said that the ministry is in touch with the students and their relatives to ascertain their level of safety and provide support where needed. Meanwhile, the ministry's support is being provided to the 24 Jamaican students who have crossed into Poland. Giving God thanks that all 24 students are on a bus to Krakow where arrangements for accommodation and meals have been made for them. The charge d'affaires is there and our friends of Jamaica are there supporting the students. Giving thanks for their strength and courage and for the team on the ground, said Portfolio Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith. She added, even now as the team meets with the students and assessment and the next steps are planned and carried out, I must recognize Olivia Mushidovich, Bransley Ford, Anthony Dixon and Jovan Samuels, Jamaicans and associates of the Jamaicans, for their courageous supporting efforts regarding the welfare of the students. I thank them wholeheartedly for the generosity of spirit, love and care they displayed and continue to offer. Johnson-Smith also said that the students still have a way to go on their journey, but will soon be reunited with their loved ones. While we breathe a sigh of relief that our students are closer to making it home, we are still prayerful for our nationals in surrounding countries who may be impacted, and indeed deeply so for the people of Ukraine whose lives have been upended by this war. People traveling from airport in St. James urged to be on alert for robbers posing as police. People traveling from Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James, are being warned to be on guard as men pretending to be police personnel have been carrying out robberies. The criminals use flashing lights to get their intended victims to stop. One such incident occurred on Sunday night when a family was traveling through Trelawney from the airport. The family members reported that the 5 men also stole their car. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, head of the St. Anne Police, confirmed to the news that there have been several such incidents. Jamaica to receive 2 garbage trucks from Japan. Jamaica is to receive 2 garbage compactor trucks from Japan following the signing of an agreement between the 2 countries. This was announced by Ambassador of Japan to Jamaica, Masaya Fujiwara, at a recent reception held at his residence in Kingston to celebrate the 62nd birthday of His Majesty Emperor Naruhito of Japan. Fujiwara said that Japan and Jamaica has been collaborating under the Osaka Blue Ocean Vision for the elimination of additional marine litter by 2050. Very soon, we will sign a grand agreement for the provision of 2 Japanese garbage compactor trucks which will be stationed in Kingston, he said. He noted that the 2 countries are collaborating in the field of sustainable development, such as environmental protection, mitigation, and the prevention of natural disasters, adding that the project to improve the emergency communication system is moving ahead. We are also expecting to hand over patrol and rescue vessels in the near future, based on the agreement which was signed during the visit of Prime Minister Holness to Japan in 2019, he said. The ambassador pointed out that Japan will double the assistance for adaptation to climate change, such as disaster risk reduction, to approximately US $4.8 billion in 5 years to 2025. We would like to continue to closely work together on this important agenda, he added. Fujiwara said that following the visit by Japan's foreign minister to Jamaica last July, the 2 countries began discussions on enhancing cooperation in the field of green and digital in the recovery from the coronavirus pandemic. After our foreign ministers' visit, several Jamaican International Cooperation Agency study teams were dispatched from Japan to conduct the study of the possibilities of cooperation in the field of renewable energy, smart city development, as well as resilient tourism, he said. He noted that JICA is also planning to conduct a study on the development needs and the potential of hydrogen technology and the value chains in Jamaica. Gardener falls into cesspit feared dead. A gardener who fell into a pit in the Swanky Coral Gardens community in Montego Bay, St. James, is feared to have died. Members of the fire brigade are now attempting to rescue the man from the pit. Residents claimed that the gardener was working on the premises when he stepped on the cover of the pit, which gave way. Cesspool operators are said to have already removed 3 loads of effluent from the pit. More information later. Chief Justice rejects evidence that Wandon gang accused was police informant. Chief Justice Brent Sykes on Monday rejected evidence given by a police corporal who claimed that one of the 33 accused in the Wandon gang trial had been a police informant since 2014. Prior to the rejection, the arresting officer told the court that he discovered that defendant Owen Armsby is the same person who had been providing him with information about the criminal network. Responding to Justice Sykes as to whether he had passed on the information to the investigating officer, the policeman said no and explained that he was never asked. Government should not adjust the budget simply due to Russia-Ukraine conflict, says Chong. Financial analyst Dennis Chong says if the government decides to adjust the 2022-2023 budget, it should not be due to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Mr. Chong says that the impact of the invasion could be reduced between now and April when the new financial year begins. Opposition spokesman on energy Philip Paulwell had suggested that the estimates of expenditure needs a revision based on the astronomical increases in the price of oil expected to result from the conflict. In an interview with the news, Mr. Chung said the government should review the budget to determine whether its forecast will be negatively impacted. There are certain triggers. If everything is left as is, it could die. This situation could end with just Russia and Ukraine. If there are situations that cause Russia to say, "I'm not providing oil to anybody," then that is also something that could affect it. But they have to look at the entire thing. They have the technical data, and I think they should really look at it. I am not saying that they should recast it, because I don't know how it's going to play out, and they would have their assumptions behind it, he reasoned. The budget will be reviewed by the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament over 2 days starting on Tuesday. With the expected short-term impact of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Mr. Chung said the Jamaican government should implement policies to reduce the amount of fuel the country will need. So if they were to focus, for example, on putting a good public transportation system in and having more people take public transport, or putting policies in place that discriminate against the people driving their personal vehicle into certain areas, then that is one solution. They could also look at ensuring that all electric vehicles and all renewable energy equipment comes in with no cost associated with it at all, and encourage people to do that, he proposed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.